Welcome, everyone. I am so excited to have you guys here today. Today, what we are talking about is how you can define your community strategy, really reflecting on 2024 and resetting for 2025. So, what this is going to be focused on is it's really geared towards community creators who want to see their community glow. Anybody who is experienced with community building but feeling that maybe they're lacking some direction for 2025. If you've recently launched, but maybe you're second guessing the whole community thing, or if, for whatever reason, you were unable to really launch in 2024 and want to start in 2025, you are in the right place. So what we're going to focus on today is giving you not just like what to think about in 2025, but actually building out some of the skeleton of that plan so that you have something to work off of. And with just the amazing Bree that we have here today, Bree is like just an incredible tutorial host and community builder. She is a community strategist that designs and implements communities for creators, consultants, and coaches. She's also the person who actually helped us get the Hearth off the ground back in the day. So she was the very first community builder that we reached out to get help, like actually building out like a meaningful piece of Heartbeat. You'll find her at Ember Consulting, which she founded to help companies build meaningful communities. And so if you don't already know about her podcast as well, I'd recommend that too.
Media elites in the Democratic Party for
Amazing.
how
Is a podcast that brings on a new expert in each episode to share insights on an anonymous letter in the community drama fiasco and on different, community conundrums. So I'm really excited to hand off the rest of the call to Bree. Before I do, I just want to say Bree is just like not only incredible in terms of just like being a really thoughtful community strategist, but what I love about her is she understands the clear like business mechanics behind what allows community businesses to grow and scale in a really thoughtful and intentional way. So without further ado, Bree, I'm so excited to hand off the rest of the call to you. The rest of the call is all yours. Take it away.
Woohoo! What an intro. These are always my favorite. Thank you all so much for being here. It's so fun to see familiar faces and names. If you're able to come on video, I'd love to see your face. But hi everyone. I want to acknowledge the elephant in the room. It's 8 a.m. Hawaii time, and I'm in my post-election hangover. Raise your hand if anybody resonates. And so a part of me was like, this is the worst possible timing for this talk. What was I thinking? And another part of me settled down and was like, actually, I think this is the best possible time to do this work. And I just want to acknowledge that many of us might be coming to this call in a state of overwhelm or fear or grief, and myself included. And I just want to say, especially to those embracing the grief today, this is for you. Like we're going to build the community that the world needs, and don't let the election results stop you from doing that, because it's even more important now, more than it ever has been before. So that is my pep talk to myself. I'm glad you were here for it. And let's dive in. Okay, continue. All right. The other reason why this timing is so perfect, you might be like, wow, Brie, it's a little early for reflections on the year. That's not even December yet. But I love doing this now because it gives you a runway for 2025. So rather than scrambling at the beginning of the year, feeling like you're behind, we have enough data from the year. Like we know what 2024 has looked like for your business and your community. So let's reflect on that data now. This is like in the business and community world, this is like go time. So this is like everyone's paying attention, everyone's talking, people are spending their money. So if you can make some moves and run at least one test before the end of the year, you're going to set your 2025 strategy up for a much stronger start to the year when you start your reflection now. So this is actually the perfect time. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it is. All right, I'm Bree. I'm going to go through this really quickly, but I'm a community strategist and the founder at Ember, podcast host, also a fiance. Oh, I took my ring off first. Sorry, I'm mixed, but I swear I'm engaged. And I help consultants, coaches, and creators launch and grow profitable and purposeful community-powered businesses. A few things here. So I want to take 3 deep breaths to just calm my own nervous system. Jay Newman actually helped me with this little intro. The reason I like to do this on calls is because it helps us arrive and be fully present. It resets our brain chemistry and helps us be open to learning. So you're welcome to do it with me. I'm going to take a big, deep inhale. And just when it feels natural, let it all out. At the bottom of your exhale, you can take another deep, big inhale. And you can let it all out. Open mouth exhale if you need it. I do. And then one final third deep breath in collectively. And let it all out. Okay. We have arrived. We are ready to learn. The final posture in my intro is kooks only. Raise your hand if you know what a kook is. I can't see everybody's videos. Okay, Nathan, tell us what a kook is.
Well, hang on. I mean, I know what I think a kook is based on being South African, but like, so this might be not what you were thinking of, but a kook is basically someone who doesn't know what they're doing when they're in the water surfing, at least in South Africa.
You nailed it. You nailed it. It's universal across surfing
Cool.
cultures. So I like to say this is a posture in my community, which is kooks only. It's really another way of saying like, let's adopt the beginner mindset. And especially because we're going to be moving into breakout rooms on this call, it's even more important that we all acknowledge and posture ourselves as the beginners that we are and the experts that we are. There are going to be people who have like a lot of wisdom to share, but I'm asking and inviting you into a posture of the beginner's mindset that we all have something to learn from each other. We're not here to impress each other. It's impossible to learn something and look good at the same time. So we're going to lean in and embrace the learning. It's okay to look like a kook. Kooks are the only thing that's actually allowed here. Okay, here's where we're headed. We're going to start with some reflection on 2024, and then we're going to use what you observed and learned in 2024 to let your strategy for 2025 emerge. And I believe so deeply that your best strategy from 2025 will unfold from what has happened in 2024. It's not going to come as like some random comet in the sky plunging to Earth. It's not going to be like this massive, like secret ingredient you've been missing this whole time. It's going to come from what has emerged from 2024. So first, we need to start there. All right. Our first stage of reflection is going to be looking back at the months. I have a guide that you are welcome to make a copy. You'll get this guide for free when you sneak onto my email list. There's the link. When you sign up there, it'll take you right. Once you go to the finish page, it will take you right to a place to create your own Google Doc copy. Super easy and accessible. I'm going to give everybody a minute to do that. Once you are in this guide, it's going to walk you through the reflection that we'll have for the rest of this time. Our first step is to take 5 minutes, and I'm keeping this really short because I really want just like reactions. I don't want you to like go deep back into your like your planner and calendar, but I just want to get like some initial sparks and thoughts and reactions to the year. Take notes. You can do this based on the months. You can do this based on your project planning. You can also think about it from the context of like your cash flow. Like, when did you see a big boost in cash flow? What happened in your business at that time? Or maybe you spent a lot of money at one time. Raise your hand if you've been there. You can say, I thought I invested in this thing. I thought it was really going to help. Okay, so take some notes. Yeah, raise your hand. We can all have some true confessions here. It's okay. So I'm going to give us 5 minutes. I'm going to start a timer, and then I will bring us back. So take a minute, reflect on some of the milestones, significant things that happened in your community and your business this year. Oh, team, do we want to do like a little vibey music in the background? Great.
friends last night. Woke up to see the sun staring in my face. I won't go back to bed this time. I've been dreaming about a day to run away. My life is pretty boring. I waste so many mornings. Sunsets drive down rain. Backseat back in my head. Sunset times on my mind. Someone says drive down ready to go. Backseat back in my head on the floor. Sunset times on my mind. Gotta get a toe on the clutch when I'm in the rental. Talk too much, got a lot on my mental. Stay for one thing, is essential. I made a couple friends last night. Woke up to see the sun staring in my face. I won't go back to bed this time. I've been dreaming about a day to run away. My life is pretty boring. I waste so many mornings. My life is pretty boring. I waste so many mornings. Sunsets drive down rain. Backseat back in my head. Sunset times on my mind. Someone says drive down ready to go. Backseat back in my head. Sunset times on my mind. I'm not the same that I was when I was 17. All those old friends that I had, they don't remember me. Must have blocked me out of their memories. So heavenly who they pretend to be. Something like that. But I can't keep up, can't sit still. There's no reason I should chill on my own, so alone. I can't tell if this is real. Someone pinch me, wake up. Someone tell me to get up. Someone pinch me, come get me, come help, 'cause it's too much. No, I'm too protective of my friends. I start projecting onto them. I guess I'm not everything I thought that I was. Wish I had it in me to stop, but I can't keep. Fuck. I'm distant, I'm passive, unavailable and reactive. I'm sick and tired of the action. I need some melatonin in a fraction. I need everyone to stop acting. I'm so past it, so I'm passing on everything that you're passing. I'm trying to make something that'll last, but I can't keep up, can't sit still. There's no reason I should chill on my own, so alone. I can't tell if this is real. Someone pinch me, wake up. Someone tell me to get up. Someone pinch me, come get me, come help, 'cause it's too much. No, sold my soul so I could make rent. I'm running out of patience. I'm trying hard, but it don't make sense. Yeah. It's like I'm half asleep, like I'm living in a dream. Feels like everything I see is just so slightly out of reach. It's like I'm half awake, barely getting through the day. Feels like
All right, 30 more seconds. Wrap up this thought, get the last thought on the page.
But I can't keep up, can't sit still. There's no reason I should chill on my own, so alone. I can't tell if this is real. Someone pinch me, wake
Okay. And we're back. Wow, these transitions are just so clean. Love it. All right, so we're gonna move into our next stage of reflection. Now that we've like warmed up the brain, we've thought about the year. Anybody like, wow, I did so much this year. Like 10 months holds like way more than you think it can. Next, we're gonna move into categorizing some of what happened into 4 lists. So if you move down in your Google Doc sheet, you're gonna notice it says reset, but we're still in reflection. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna work through the left-hand columns. And this exercise, I came across it, it's called 4 helpful lists. It's like an adaptation of like a SWOT analysis, and 4 helpful lists is the most unsexy title ever, even worse than SWOT analysis. We need to come up with another name. Somebody, maybe afterwards we could nominate some of the name. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk through and we're gonna just brain dump, just put everything on this list. I love doing this in a team. If you have a team, invite them into this exercise, because the goal of this exercise is simply to get on the same page and get super clear about what is what and what goes in which category. So under what's right, you're gonna list every single, even if it's teeny tiny thing that is going well in your community. So I launched my community. I have 12 paying members. That's incredible. I have at least 1 person showing up to events this week. I have, okay, fill in the blank. Those are some examples. Next, we're gonna move, and I'm actually gonna skip over the second one. I'm doing that intentionally. Next, you're gonna go to what's confused. This could be something that your customers or your members are confused about, something you intuit or anticipate they are confused about. It can be something that you are confused about. So I don't know how to find new members. I have like maxed out on finding new members. I'm confused about where to find them. Write it down. Next, we move on to what's missing. This might be something that's missing for your members, something that's missing in your community. It might also be something that's missing for you. So I'm missing a clear content strategy in my community. I'm missing clarity around what my members really want. I'm missing that course that I really wanted to launch this year in my community, but I just never got around to it. So what's missing inside of your community? And then finally, we circle back to what's wrong. And really, you only put things here if it absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, cannot go in missing or confused. But the list of things that are, quote, wrong should be very small. These should really be things that are like consistently broken or like needing a total overhaul. So anytime you're tempted to start with something in what's wrong, I want you to pause and ask yourself, can this move to confused or missing instead? All right, I'm going to give you 7 more minutes to reflect on and move things. You can move things from your calendar into this list. You can think of new things, but we're going to spend some time here next. All right, back to you, DJ Morteza.
What do you have in store? One life away, we can't explore. to rhyme. It's a game that you're playing, don't you say it, but wait for the next time to tell me this seems fine. By the way, I'm afraid that I'm just a matinee, not what you're here for. I'm closing the front door. Waited so long for something better. I'm stuck in the hindsight. I never did feel right. Take your time in this approbation. I'm just playing for your storyline. Make up your mind. I'm a Casanova. I just wanna know, but please take your time. Paralyzed and so confused. Took some time, but I'm over you. Hard to let you go, but it's just better off when I'm alone. Make up your mind. I'm no Casanova. I just wanna know. Please take your time. 'Cause you're my song and nothing seems to rhyme. I got struck by lightning today. I didn't see it coming. My heart feels like thunder today. Beating and booming inside of my chest. Gotta go far away. Peace of mind. Take some time to feel it. Let it all go. And one day I will try. Look myself in the eye.
About 1 minute left, so start wrapping up the thoughts.
Thy name in the lightning today. Lit up in the sky. Heard your name in the thunder today. Beating and booming inside of my head. Gotta go far away. Peace of mind. Take some time to feel it. Let it all go. And one day I will try. Look myself in the eye and I'll see.
All right. And we're back. Our next segment of today is going to be moving into breakout rooms. So remember, kooks only. Obviously, we're here to be generous and supportive and helpful to each other, but it's okay that we don't know what we don't know. You're going to have 15 minutes in breakout rooms. You're going to be with a group of 3 to 4 people, so about 5 minutes each. We're going to prompt you. We're going to go one person at a time for sharing these 2 things. So I want you to share one thing that's from what's right in your community. And I want you to share one thing from what's wrong. It can be wrong, confused, or missing. So share one thing from what's right, one thing from the icky lists. If it's in what's wrong, I'm gonna ask that the other members of the group do their best to help you discern, is there a way we can get this into confused or missing from what's wrong? All right, this is your task. Everyone, the breakout rooms are open. I'm going to broadcast these questions so that you have them and you're all set. Go ahead and join your rooms. Okay. I think did I throw you all in rooms too? Only if you want to. Oh, great. Wait. Oh no. Anita, we maybe need to move. I'm gonna put her in room 6.
Yeah, it looks like we have a couple by themselves.
Okay, yeah, let's
I'll
move.
move Kevin to room 9.
Can we move Kevin to room 5 actually? And then I'm gonna move
Okay.
BC to room 5. 2. Oh yeah, here.
Oh, it moved him to 9 anyway. What the heck? Okay.
We're just slinging them. Oh yeah, I moved him. And then Daniela. Oh, it's so weird. Okay, maybe people just jumped off. I think that's what happened. Okay. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
We had
Oh, I
Sachiko
can't hear you.
just join this room. If we want to go ahead and move them into a room as well. Hey, Sachiko, we just shifted into breakout room. So if you want to jump in, people are kind of talking about the reflections from 2024 and, what are the areas they're going to improve in their communities.
And I just assigned you to room 4, Sachiko. Oh, looks like you're in there. Okay, great.
Yeah, it looks like all of the
No
rooms.
worries. Okay, and I wasn't paying attention to my timer, but let's do. Here we go. I knew it was going to go quick, but it just always goes way faster than you think it's going to. Okay. It's always like, I love breakout rooms because I know there's so much good that happens inside of them. But I like the controlling rigid part of me is like, I don't like not being able to see what's happening.
Yeah, having no clue whether they're going well or not. Yeah.
Oh, they'll tell us when they get back.
Right? Oh my gosh, just trust the process.
Yeah.
That's what I gotta tell myself. Okay. Okay, yeah. Welcome back, everyone. All right, I would love to hear if anyone's willing to come off mute, just take like a couple people, 2 or 3 people. Any insights from your time in the breakout rooms that you'd be willing to share with us?
Hey, Bree, I'll just share. Or Jay, go ahead, Jay. We're in the same group.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I think an interesting possibility for next time around would be how to then let the group members give some feedback and advice to the others of where to go next.
That is what I was hoping would organically unfold. So I'm curious if that happened or not.
So, Bree, I'll share what was interesting. I think Jay and I'm not sure about Daniela, we were both in rooms by ourselves for just a moment and wondering what was happening. Then we got in a room together. Okay, Bree, Daniela was the same way.
Same.
And then all of a sudden we realized the synergy that existed between the 3 of us as we got to talking, and like this was no just random accident, right? This was something pretty amazing at work, allowing the 3 of us to connect. So yeah, it was amazing. Thank you.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that.
And
I'll jump
Daniela did something really important. She made sure to keep on point of the question and the redirect, which is the bottom line of what you instructed us, and that's a really potent methodology right here.
Oh, awesome.
And
Daniela,
Bree,
A plus.
I'll jump into that. Our group did get to get all the way through, and we each shared a thought, and then we're able to kind of riff on a couple of ideas. I took on kind of a semi-facilitator role to keep the group structured on time a little bit, but I think that kind of helped make an opportunity for all of us to do that. And I found a similar synergy. I think it's really great to just kind of talk openly and candidly about some things that we did well that worked out, and some things that we have that struggle. So yeah, I work for Heartbeat. Yes, hi everybody. But I also have my own community that people pay me to be a part of. So I actually do the thing, in addition to working here. But yeah, no, I really appreciated the feedback from others. It was really great to also talk to other community members, community admins who have different go-to-market models than I do. So I have like a freemium model, with a free and an upsell to a paid is the primary access. It's good to hear others who are doing kind of potentially cohort models, or others who are doing kind of a finite windows of when you can join versus open enrollment like mine is. So sometimes I think we can grab wisdom and ideas from different business models, even if it's not a copy paste, even if it's just kind of just a new way of thinking about something.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that, Mike. Can I have one more person who was in a different breakout room from Jay, Kevin, and Mike?
Well, I wasn't in their room. They were in their own room. I was in a room with
Yes.
yes, Jay and Noreen.
Different from just like another third breakout room other than y'all's two breakout rooms.
I could talk about our breakout room. It was really interesting because I, who was very confused in many ways, was the most senior user of Heartbeat, and it was cool to see what they were planning to use it for and how they were planning to use it. And I was saying how a lot of my difficulties were with understanding how to use it were outside of Heartbeat. They were asking about technical issues and stuff like that, what my experience was with that. And as someone who is entirely non-techie, thank you, Misty. I'm in Misty's group as well. Thank you, Misty. My issues around it were more on figuring out how to use it with my Facebook group that I don't really want to maintain. So I keep that. I figured out I'd keep that free. Everything else, anything in my Heartbeat community is entirely paid. So just I was able to work through some confusions based on, being here yesterday, and I was in another program, being in another meeting yesterday, and what we were doing today. So it's really enabled me to move from some things that were confusing, and actually I've clarified them through being here. So that's been great.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. And that brings us to our next piece, actually. So we're just going to usher right in to our reset. You use the magic words from like the confused list to the clarity. And that's the third and most critical step to this process. So my original plan was to go back into breakout rooms, but I'm actually just going to let this be self-reflection for the sake of time. You'll notice now in your Google Doc, there's the right-hand column next to those left-hand columns. So for each list, for what's right, we want to now ask, for each of those things, how can we do that more? I believe really strongly, like if you could boil down all of my community growth strategy to one thing, it's whatever's working, do it more. If you really wanted to oversimplify. So Don't like skip through this one. Sometimes I think like our negativity bias like has us skip right past what's right, but this is really like the golden place for moving into 2025. What's wrong? We need to fix it. This can be the hardest list to really overcome. And usually these things end up being like kind of bigger looming questions. I wouldn't focus too much time and energy trying to like chip away at this, and maybe start with, for what's confused, how can we clarify it? And for what's missing, how can we add it in? All right, so I'm gonna give everyone 3 minutes to go back to your Google Doc and start with what comes to mind immediately. Start with that list, and we'll come back together after 3 minutes. Over to DJ Mortza.
To where it started, when I was all you ever wanted, but you ran the other way. Yeah, you ran the other way. So will I go back to where it started? So I won't be broken hearted, and I could run the other way from you. I wanna be your outer world rock star, 6 feet, jumping on your dad's car. I could be your pretty boy killer, just another season that I can't control. I'm losing my cool, you already know. I'm losing my cool. I wanna be the death of the party, fill my lungs till I can't hold on to you. What a beautiful view, and I'm losing my cool, and I can't control. I'm losing my cool, you already know. I'll play the fool. I'm losing my cool, you already know. I can't control, you already know. I wanna be a outer world rock star, 6 feet, jumping on your dad's.
All right, wrap up that last thought and we'll all come back together. And okay, we are about at time. My hope and like intention for this time is that you'd really be able to walk away with some clarity around what did happen in 2024. And now I've given you just a tiny bit of time, so definitely take more time to skim through those lists to pull out what you need moving into 2025. And then the final stage that I have included in this doc that we don't have time for here is prioritization down below. So from those 4 lists of do it more, fix it, clarify it, add it in, before you leave this call, before you like walk away from this time, ask yourself, what can I do this week? What can I do right now? What can I do before the end of the year? And what will I focus on and prioritize for 2025? And if and when you're looking for a place to put your strategy into action and do that alongside of other community creators, I encourage you to join the Ember community. So this is, our community is $60 a month, paid quarterly, and inside you'll have access to monthly expert sessions, group coaching. We have a group coaching session tomorrow, actually, so it'll be a great follow-up to this. And some of the best and brightest community creators who are gathering together to grow their communities. And when you join, by the end of today, I will also give you the Kindling Foundations course, which is normally $500 for free. So it's only for early members. And when you join today, you'll be included. Here is the link to join. And thank you all so much for having me.
Amazing. And Bree, if you actually want to just reshare that screen real quick while we're talking, one thing that I just wanted to call out is we've seen like so many communities go through Bree's coaching work through her community as well too. And what I find is that pretty much like every community business that like works with Bree, engages with Bree, comes out the other end with a much better structure around their business, a lot more direction, a lot more intentionality. And it's pretty much a guaranteed that you're going to like find your way working together through that with Bree. So I gotta say, in terms of just like the kinds of things that will help move you in the right direction as you are launching a community business, as you're working towards not just creating a great space, but a space that actually like is profitable, grows in revenue, and helps you build a lasting business, Bree is one of the best people to go to. So I cannot recommend her enough. She's just like absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you guys are looking at that link, the other thing that I do want to share is if you are looking for a community platform, obviously I'm super duper biased here, but we'd love to get you guys started on Heartbeat. I think Heartbeat is the absolute best community platform that there is. If you can't see my screen, just click on the little tab in the top left corner and zoom and you'll be able to see it. What we do is we'll take care of all of the features that you actually need as you're building out your community. So things like discussions, courses, content, documents, events, all of that you can build really nicely. But what I'd say our bread and butter is having really powerful payments that layer on every piece of your community and allow you to monetize in a way that feels really authentic to your brand, and workflows that automate away all of the busy work that it takes to run a community. And so from the over 5,000 communities that have gotten built on Heartbeat, like we have taken so many of those best practices, built them into features to make sure that as you launch, you are actually embedding the best practices in the way that you build and grow your community. And so we have a quick discount link if you guys want to use that. It is just heartbeat.chat/Bree. All you have to do is create your free trial with that link. And as long as you do that in the next 2 days, whenever you decide to upgrade, you're going to get 50% off for your first 3 months. So there's no like crazy like time limit or anything like that. Create your free trial and we'll automatically apply that code at discount or at checkout, sorry, whenever you decide to upgrade. And this is just like a small thank you for joining on these live events. We love having people here. This is one of my favorite things that we do every week. We'll send both of the links.
The workflows are amazing. The workflows are amazing. My community is hosted in Ember, and seriously, like the workflows have saved me. So thank you guys.
Oh, love that. And we'll send both of these links in the wrap-up email that we send out later today. The very last thing, so we have 2 quick things that we're going to do. One of my favorite things that we do is we're going to do a waterfall, which is a quick like gift to our hosts that comes on board. What this means is I'm going to ask you guys a question. You guys are going to type the answer in the Zoom chat, but you are not going to hit enter just yet. Whenever you are done typing that answer, you're just going to give me a thumbs up. And when we see a bunch of thumbs ups on the screen, we're all going to hit enter together. And that's what makes it into a waterfall. And so the question that we have here today is, what is one insight, what is one learning that you are taking with you from this call? So take a moment, type that out into Zoom chat, and then when you're done, just give me a quick thumbs up and we'll all hit enter together. Okay, we got a couple thumbs ups. I'm waiting for maybe like 2, 3 more. Amazing. Let's all hit enter together. Oh, love that. Noreen said, do more of what is right. Kevin said, do more of what's working right now. Susie said, love the question framework for reflection, the cohort idea for memberships. Never really taking the time to look at what I've done. Totally agree, Nancy. Taking the time to build greatness, workflows. Yes, love workflows. And then just partnerships to grow and scale faster. Amazing. So many learnings that came here today. We appreciate you guys coming on board. Misty, if you don't mind, can you share some of the other events that we have coming up from Heartbeat before we close out today?
Yes. Tomorrow we have our November town hall, which is a great opportunity to see a little sneak at what's coming up and what we've been working on. And you don't want to miss that. So make sure to go RSVP for that one. We also have a build along workshop based on some tips that were given by Heather Angel in her tutorial. I think I saw her on here. So hello, Heather, if you're in here. We're going to be teaching you how you can implement some of those strategies for your affiliate or referral program using Heartbeat. And next week, we also have on Wednesday, Victoria Cumberbatch. She's going to be talking about 5 ways you can be more inclusive in your community starting right now. Well, next Wednesday.
Amazing. Well, hope to see you guys at some of the other events that we have. Thank you guys so much for joining on live today. Take care. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, everyone. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everyone.